right, hi friends, how are you? We are here today to start the process of making a geode egg. And so you should have picked up your kit and it will have an egg in it. This is a real egg and we're going to take the insides of it out by blowing it. So if you have an egg allergy of any kind, I would suggest you stop now. Because you don't want to be putting this anywhere near your mouth. Okay, you will also have some food coloring. You will have a box of alum, like this. And I think everything else that we are using for this project is stuff that you should be able to find at your house. So there will be some things that you will need to get. One of those is a tack or a pen. You will need that. You will need a toothpick. I may include one of these in your kit. I haven't decided yet. You will need a paintbrush. You will need some school glue, a pair of scissors, a cup to put your egg in, and you will need a cup of very, very hot water. I put this in the microwave for 3 or 4 minutes. So it was like boiling when I took it out, and I'm hoping that it will stay hot enough for what I need. You will also need a measuring spoon. This is a tablespoon measuring spoon. I also highly recommend that you have some paper towels or you put some newspaper down because this might get messy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to want to do is get the insides out of that eggshell. Because the part we want is the eggshell, and we don't want to just open it. We want it nice and clean. So we're going to carefully just stick our tack right down there in the middle. And once you get that first hole, you're going to want to get the hole bigger because you're going to blow onto this hole and push all of the insides out. So you're going to want it just a little bit bigger than a tiny little pinhole anymore. Okay, so I've got a hole in that end. I'm going to turn this bad boy over and I'm going to put a hole in the other end. And yep, it's going to take a little bit of muscle, but not bad. If you push too hard, you might break the egg, but if you don't push hard enough, it ain't coming. Okay. So I've got a hole in both sides. Now I'm going to take this bad boy right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's not a very big hole, but it should be big enough to get the stuff in. I'm just going to stick this in here and break the membrane so that it is good to go. And I actually got some egg goop on the outside. The egg goop will not hurt you at all. There are people in the world who actually eat their eggs raw. So as long as you do not have an allergy, you should be fine. So at this point, we're going to put our mouth on that egg and just blow and see what happens. Did anything come out? Oh, yeah. Do you see that? There's a little driblet coming right out the bottom. So now you just have to blow and blow and blow. I haven't done this for a really long time. If I remember correctly, once that you get all the white out, the hard part is that yolk. Because it's kind of, unless you have broken the yolk up, it does not want to come out that hole. And you'll notice, like, if your holes are too small, it's going to be hard to come out. Okay. That is so gross, isn't it? I think I'm going to try to make that hole on the bottom just a little bit bigger. Because frankly, I can do that. You can do that too. If it's not quite going as fast as you'd like it to, just make the hole a little bit bigger. And it doesn't really matter because we're going to end up cutting this egg anyway. So, okay, the hole's bigger. Let's see if that works faster. Oh my gosh, did you see that? It just went, that is disgusting. Okay, so all of the stuff is out of our eggshell. This we don't need anymore, so you can set that aside. You can use that to make pancakes or whatever it is you want to make with it. So now you have an empty egg with 2 holes. At this point, you are going to very, very carefully use your scissors to cut this egg in half right down the long way. Oh, I hope that it's okay that it breaks a little bit because these scissors are kind of breaking the edges. And maybe I'll have one that's nice and perfect and the other side is all, yep. So this side has a nice crisp edge on it and it is not broken along the edges much. This one here, I don't know if you can see that, is like broken around the edges quite a bit from the scissors. Okay, so now we have 2 eggs to do our geoding things with. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put glue on the insides. You can rinse those out, it's fine. It's not going to, actually I think I'm going to just try to use my paper towel a little bit. There we go. And you're going to put a little bit of glue in here. Woo! Wow, that was not a little bit at all. That was a lot of glue. That's all right. So you're going to just cover the insides of your shells. Here, let me move that out of the way so you can see. So you're going to cover the insides of your shell with this glue. And like that, so that a whole inside of it is covered. This is like to start your crystallizing process. So we've got a thin layer of glue. And I had to wipe out a bunch out of mine because I accidentally dropped so much in there. It was disgusting. Okay, so I've got a thin layer of glue. And then this is alum, and it is what we are going to use to make the crystals. It is a powder, and I'm going to use I'm just going to sprinkle the inside of my egg with this powder, and it will start, the glue will make it stay in place on the inside of our egg, and the alum will actually is what makes the stuff crystallize. Yes. Okay. Okay, and you will have a container of this. So, alum is a very useful product, but it's not necessarily something that you should eat. In fact, I highly recommend that you not eat it. It is used to preserve things, but it's not necessarily a good thing to eat, you know, just if you're eating it. Okay, you will need about 6 tablespoons of alum. There is one. And you will put this directly into your hot, hot, hot water. So there's one. Get that open. And I bought this alum at Dillon's, and it is in the spice aisle, or in the aisle that has the stuff to make pickles, so like canning equipment. Okay, so that's 3. And like I said, that they use alum in making pickles to make the pickles crispy. And if you look on the back of this box, it says, this colorless, odorless, crystalline powder is useful in dyeing fabrics. And that's because it is a preservative, and it keeps things from breaking down. Okay, so I have 6 of those, and I am just going to stir this up so that the alum is all dissolved. And then I'm going to take my colored food coloring, and I think I'm going to put quite a bit in there because I want the color to be pretty vibrant as it crystallizes. So I'm going to put some of that in there, and I'm going to, ooh, wow, that looks very purpley. I was expecting, just based on the lid color, I was expecting this to be very almost red, but it is purple, not pink. Okay, so now that is, your mixture is set up, and it's good and stirred in. You've got the color in there, you've got the alum in there, and now we are going to take our eggshells that have the alum inside, and we're just going to drop them in there, and we'll let them go all the way down to the very bottom. And I'm going to drop the second one in there. Okay, at this point we just have to let that crystallize, and it's probably going to take about 2 or 3 days. So I am going to turn off the video, and we'll come back and check this in a couple of days and see how it's working out. All right. Okay, guys, it has been several days since we have put our egg shells in here, and I am going to pull the egg shells out and see what happened to them. They are supposed to have crystals, like square cubical things growing on them, so we will see how that has turned out. Okay, well, my first impression is that it does not look like the picture at all. It does not look like there are any cubes or anything on it. It has definitely dyed the egg very, very dark colored. And the shell feels like it's maybe thicker, but it definitely has not. And I wonder if that's because I didn't put enough alum in it, or if it just didn't start crystallizing for some other reason. So this is what I got. There are absolutely no crystals growing on this. I would love to see how yours turned out, if you got any crystals to grow on yours. The only other thing that I can think that I might have done wrong was maybe I didn't put enough alum in the water. But this is kind of the way any science experiment goes. You don't know whether it's going to turn out the way you're expecting it to or not. And just because you find something really cool on the internet and somebody says, oh, it worked out great, does not always mean that it works out great. So good luck with this. And if you end up getting crystals to grow on your eggshell, please let me know what I did wrong. All right, thanks guys. Bye.